So, like most of the world's population, I made a New Year's resolution that I'm going to start running more this year. Ha! And also, like many people on YouTube, I watched Göran Winblad's video on how he ran every day for the entire year. And I just thought to myself, hey, I can do that. So I did. And it wasn't what I had expected. And here's why. So the only rule that I gave myself was that I would run at least one time every single day and at least 2 kilometers every time, because that seemed like a good starting distance if my body needed time to recover. I started my challenge in the middle of February, and at that point I had not been outside running since December, because in Sweden it was still very cold, icy and snowy outside. I was therefore forced to take very small and light strides, and thereby I could not push myself that much in the beginning, which is exactly what I wanted, because I didn't want to exhaust my body right from the beginning. That being said, already after the first couple of days I could feel my legs aching as I was walking during the day, and it became more difficult to run any longer distances, so I definitely had to stay under the 5k mark in order to push through. As the second week came by, I already started to notice a few positive changes. It was a lot easier for me to run. I could notice that my stamina was definitely better. I could feel that my body was ready to run a lot faster. However, because of the ice, I still had to take things somewhat easy, but I started to increase the distance and speed. I was looking forward to go out and run every day. It's definitely a very nice break in your daily routine and helps with that afternoon brain fog that I usually get. As the third week started, most of the ice and snow had melted away, so I could finally start to challenge myself a bit more and run longer distances. I think it's around this time that I started to notice some negative side effects of running every day. I kept track of my running with an app called Runkeeper, and I started to notice that it wasn't very often that I would beat any records, and it wasn't very often that my times were improving significantly. It was also during this week that I started to notice how sore all of my muscles were, and I even experienced back pain, which I have never felt due to an exercise routine before. The fourth week looked very similar to the third one. I once again didn't see a major improvement in any of my times or stamina, and I kept having some sore muscles. And that is why I decided to stop my initial challenge, which was to run every day for 100 days. And I told myself, okay, I think I have reached my goal by just running every day for a month instead. So I think that above all, I learned the importance of rest, because as I now have finished my challenge and I've given my body time to recharge, I have once again started to break many of my records. I also realized that a better way for me to train personally is to try and run longer distances with a steady tempo instead of doing a lot of intervals, because a lot of the time during this challenge I would have to run for a bit and then I would have to walk to catch my breath for a bit and keep running. And I now notice that it is a lot better for me to just challenge myself to keep running a certain distance and not stopping. As for my health, I didn't do anything particular with my diet, but nonetheless I do think that my fitness did improve somewhere along the line. This wasn't even my goal and not something that I tried to measure even. My goal was simply to challenge myself mentally and physically. So would I recommend this challenge to anyone else? I think yes, definitely, if you haven't done any exercise every day for a month challenge before, but you should also keep in mind not to go too strong out in the beginning and really do it slowly and just focus on doing a little bit every single day. And if you're more of an athletic person, maybe you'll even see some improvement in your fitness by this instead of what I had. But keep in mind that this should only be a challenge for a very short time. I don't think I would recommend anyone to work out every single day all the time. I really don't understand how Göran Winblad does it. I suppose that he's just a very athletic superhuman and not like us normal mortals. Well, anyway, thank you very much if you watched this far. And if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, because it really helps me a lot. And leave a comment on what you think that I should challenge myself on next. This was a bit of an unusual video for me to make because I mainly try to do mental challenges, but this is something that I wanted to try for a while and I'm glad I gave it a shot. Bye!